From the humble church pews of North Carolina to the glittering stages of the world, Anthony Hamilton has redefined the very soul of rhythm and blues. With a staggering net worth estimated at $10 million and a trophy room anchored by a Grammy Award and 17 nominations, he stands as the undisputed king of modern Southern soul. But what lies behind the velvet voice and the iconic hats? What kind of sanctuary does a legend build for his 6 sons? Early life and struggles. To understand the magnitude of the empire Anthony Hamilton has built by 2026, one must travel back to the raw red clay roots of Charlotte, North Carolina. Born in 1971, Anthony was not handed a silver spoon. Instead, he was given a voice that sounded like it had been seasoned in a pot of collard greens. Growing up in a landscape where opportunities were often as scarce as the winter sun, his family life was the crucible that forged his character. His mother was the primary architect of his resilience. She taught him that even when the pantry was thin, the spirit could be rich. It was in the local church choir where Anthony first discovered that his voice was a bridge out of the struggle. However, the path was never linear. Before the world knew his name, he spent years working as a barber, a trade that requires as much patience and storytelling as it does precision. This period of his life was marked by the quiet struggle of the working man, balancing the need to provide with the burning desire to create. The challenges were not merely financial. In his youth, Anthony faced the harsh social injustices of the era and the personal weight of witnessing violence at a tender age. He has often spoken about the emotional scars of his upbringing, yet he credits these very hardships for the grit in his tone. There were years spent in New York City, signed to labels that didn't know how to market a voice so authentic and unvarnished. He was a background singer for years, standing in the shadows of others while his own light flickered in the wings. These trials were not setbacks. They were the necessary seasoning for a man who would eventually represent the heart of the South. But those early years, spent in the shadow of hardship, weren't just a detour. They were the very seasoning that gave his voice its legendary grit, setting the stage for a professional ascent that would change the face of R&B forever. Career journey. The professional odyssey of Anthony Hamilton is a masterclass in persistence and the unwavering belief that true soul never goes out of style. His journey effectively ignited in the early 1990s when he left the familiarity of Charlotte for the towering concrete jungle of New York City. Discovered by producer Mark Sparks, Anthony was initially signed to the legendary Uptown Records, a powerhouse at the time. However, the road to his debut was paved with heartbreaking delays and industry shifts. For nearly a decade, Anthony existed in a state of industry limbo, standing in the shadows as a background singer for icons like D'Angelo. While the world heard his voice on international tours, his name remained a footnote, a hidden gem waiting for the right moment to shine. That moment finally arrived in 2002. It wasn't through a solo track, but through a visceral, soul-stirring feature on the Nappy Roots hit, Po' Folks. Anthony's hook was the emotional anchor of the song, earning him his first Grammy nomination and signaling a shift in the R&B landscape. Suddenly, the industry realized there was a hunger for the cornbread and grit sound he had been perfecting for years. This momentum led to his signing with Jermaine Dupri's So-So Def label and the release of his seminal album, Comin' From Where I'm From, in 2003. The title track became an anthem for the disenfranchised, while the ballad Charlene solidified his place as a romantic poet for the modern era. The album went platinum, proving that authenticity could indeed sell. The following decades saw Anthony transition from a rising star to a foundational pillar of R&B. He became the go-to collaborator for musical giants, ranging from the legendary Al Green to Carlos Santana and even Nas. In 2009, he reached a career pinnacle by winning a Grammy Award for Best Traditional R&B Performance for You've Got the Love I Need, a duet with Al Green. This victory was more than just a trophy. It was the formal coronation of an artist who had stayed true to his Southern roots, despite the ever-changing trends of pop music. His voice soon found its way onto the silver screen, most notably in Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained, with the haunting track, Freedom. The song became a global symbol of liberation, further expanding his reach beyond the traditional R&B audience. By 2026, Anthony Hamilton's career has evolved into that of a soul statesman. He has released over 9 studio albums, each a deep dive into the human condition, from the joy of love to the weight of social injustice. He has successfully navigated the digital shift, maintaining a massive global following while headlining sold-out tours that feel more like spiritual revivals than concerts. Beyond the microphone, he has expanded his brand into the world of literature with his book Cornbread, Fish and Collard Greens, and established a thriving lifestyle brand. His career is no longer defined by the pursuit of the next hit, but by the preservation of a genre. He stands today as a bridge between the classic soul of the 70s and the future of rhythm and blues, ensuring that the stories of the South are told with the dignity and power they deserve. After decades of pouring his heart into platinum records and global tours, Anthony has channeled the rewards of his labor into a real estate portfolio that is every bit as soulful and grounded as his discography. Real estates. The Charlotte Heritage Manor, $7,500,000. The most prestigious property in Hamilton's collection is a sprawling estate located on the outskirts of his hometown. This manor is a masterclass in organic luxury, where the boundary between the natural world and the living space is artfully blurred. Upon crossing the threshold, the interior reveals a symphony of raw and refined materials. The floors are composed of wide plank, hand-scraped reclaimed oak that carries a deep historical texture beneath every step. The walls are finished in a thick, hand-applied Venetian plaster that possesses a soft, pearlescent quality, catching and diffusing the natural light that pours through the floor-to-ceiling windows. The central living area is a soaring, double-height space, defined by massive exposed timber beams that traverse the ceiling, giving the room a sense of grounded strength. A monumental fireplace carved from a single block of limestone serves as the primary focal point. It is surrounded by bespoke seating upholstered in heavy linens and thick, distressed leathers. The transition into the kitchen is marked by a shift in materials. The cabinetry is custom-milled from dark walnut, featuring brushed brass hardware that feels substantial to the touch. The countertops are made of honed quartzite, providing a cool, matte surface for preparation. A professional-grade range is tucked beneath a custom-fabricated metal hood, while a large-scale island offers a gathering spot for family and friends. The master suite is designed as an ultimate retreat from the demands of fame. The bedroom features large-scale windows that frame the dense vegetation of the property, creating a living mural of nature. The floors are softened by a thick, hand-woven wool carpet that provides a plush, insulating layer. In the ensuite bathroom, the atmosphere is one of a private spa. A deep soaking tub, carved from solid basalt, sits as the centerpiece of the room. The shower area is enclosed in frameless glass and features multiple rainheads integrated into the ceiling, with the walls lined in large-format stone tiles. Outside, the property is anchored by a massive swimming pool with a vanishing edge. The water appears to spill into the horizon, surrounded by a deck made of large stone tiles that remain cool even under the height of the summer sun. The Buckhead Architectural Sanctuary, $4,800,000. Further south in the prestigious enclave of Buckhead, Anthony maintains a residence that favors a modern, industrial aesthetic. This home is a celebration of clean lines and soaring volumes, designed for a man who appreciates the intersection of art and architecture. The interior is characterized by an open concept layout where the sense of space is the primary luxury. The floors throughout the main level are made of polished concrete, offering a sleek and reflective surface that mirrors the abundant light entering from the glass-walled perimeter. The primary living space is structured around the concept of transparency. The kitchen is a minimalist's dream, where every element is designed to be as unobtrusive as possible. The cabinetry is finished in matte panels with integrated appliances that disappear into the architecture. A massive island with a waterfall edge provides a central hub for social interaction. Above the dining area, a custom lighting installation serves as a piece of functional sculpture. The walls in this part of the home are accented with warm wood paneling, providing a necessary contrast to the cooler tones of the concrete and glass. The master bedroom in this sanctuary is a study in tactile comfort. It utilizes heavy linen drapery to provide privacy and control the atmosphere of the room. The floors transition to a soft, low-pile wool that adds warmth to the sleeping quarters. The ensuite bathroom is particularly striking, featuring a walk-in shower lined in vertical slabs of slate. A floating vanity, crafted from petrified wood, adds a touch of the prehistoric to the modern setting. The connection to the outdoors is maintained through a rectangular infinity-edge pool. The pool is positioned to appear as if it is floating above the sloping terrain of the property, bordered by a deck of sustainably sourced tropical hardwood that provides a rich, textured surface for lounging. The Blue Ridge Hilltop Retreat, $2,200,000. The final piece of Hamilton's real estate portfolio is a refined hilltop home nestled in the mountains. This residence serves as a quiet escape, where the design language is one of rustic elegance and timeless comfort. The interior aesthetic is more traditional than his other properties, favoring materials that feel as if they have been pulled directly from the surrounding landscape. The main living areas feature polished hardwood floors and intricate crown molding that adds a layer of formal sophistication to the rooms. The living room is anchored by a floor-to-ceiling fireplace built from rounded river rocks, creating a cozy and inviting atmosphere. The furniture is a mix of oversized suedes and soft velvets, designed for long evenings of conversation. The kitchen maintains a professional yet welcoming feel, with custom-milled cabinetry and a backsplash composed of handmade ceramic tiles. A large breakfast nook with built-in bench seating provides a sheltered spot for morning coffee, offering views of the mist-covered peaks through the windows. The bedrooms in this retreat are spacious and thoughtfully appointed, with high-quality fabrics and unique lighting fixtures that create a warm, honeyed glow. The primary bathroom features a classic pedestal tub and a large shower area with subway tile detailing and brass fixtures. Despite the more secluded setting, the outdoor amenities remain a priority. The property features a uniquely designed outdoor pool that integrates seamlessly with the natural topography. It is lined with natural stone to mimic a mountain pond, providing a tranquil and organic space for the artist to disconnect. The surrounding patio is made of brick pavers, offering a durable and classic surface that complements the rugged beauty of the hilltop location. Every home in Anthony Hamilton's collection is a testament to his journey, from the heavy timber and limestone of his Charlotte Manor to the polished concrete and glass of his Buckhead sanctuary. These spaces are the physical manifestation of a life lived with intention. They provide the quietude necessary for his creative process and the grandeur befitting a man of his stature, all while remaining deeply connected to the textures and materials of the earth. While these stunning sanctuaries offer a sense of permanent peace, Anthony's appreciation for craftsmanship doesn't stop at the front door. It extends directly into his private garage, where power meets prestige. Car collection. For a man whose voice is rooted in the soul of the 70s, it is only natural that his garage reflects a deep appreciation for both classic American muscle and modern luxury. Anthony Hamilton's car collection is a curated journey through automotive history, arranged from his most prized assets to his daily drivers. Rolls-Royce Cullinan, $450,000. The crown jewel of Anthony's collection is the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. As a man in his mid-50s who values both status and supreme comfort, this vehicle is the ultimate expression of his success. The interior is a masterclass in luxury, featuring thick lamb's wool rugs and leather upholstery that is as soft as the singer's own falsetto. For Anthony, this car is a mobile sanctuary, providing a silent, effortless ride that shields him from the noise of the world. It is the vehicle he uses for high-profile arrivals and long, comfortable drives between his various estates. 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle SS, $185,000, representing his deep connection to his southern roots, is a perfectly restored 1969 Chevrolet Chevelle SS. This car is the embodiment of his musical brand, raw, powerful, and timeless. The engine provides a visceral, rumbling soundtrack that echoes the grit in his own vocals. The interior has been tastefully updated with modern climate control while retaining its vintage charm. This is the vehicle Anthony takes out on Sunday afternoons, cruising the back roads of North Carolina to reconnect with his memories of growing up. Mercedes-Benz S-Class, $115,000. Rounding out the top three is a sleek Mercedes-Benz S-Class. This vehicle is his daily driver of choice, offering a perfect balance of technology and understated elegance. The cabin is an oasis of calm, equipped with advanced safety features and a minimalist interface that allows him to focus on his thoughts. It is the practical choice for a busy professional who balances business meetings with family life, offering a level of sophistication that aligns perfectly with his mature personal style. Despite the gleaming chrome and the multi-million-dollar mansions, Anthony knows better than anyone that true wealth isn't measured by what you own, but by the legacy you leave behind with the people who call you Dad. Personal life. Beyond the platinum records and the luxury estates, the true heart of Anthony Hamilton's life in 2026 is his family. He is the proud father of 6 sons, a role that he considers his greatest achievement and his most significant responsibility. For Anthony, being a father is not just about providing, it is about presence. He has spent the last several years focusing on building a legacy that his children can inherit, not just in terms of wealth, but in terms of character. His relationship with his sons is the cornerstone of his daily existence, and he often shares the challenges and joys of raising black men in modern America, emphasizing the importance of education, faith, and self-respect. Despite his high-profile divorce from singer Tarsha McMillan after 10 years of marriage, the two have become a model of maturity. They have maintained a remarkably respectful and collaborative co-parenting relationship, often appearing together at family milestones and supporting each other's careers, proving that family remains a priority even when the romantic relationship has ended. However, a life lived in the public eye is rarely without its shadows. In 2019, Anthony faced a significant personal and public challenge when he was arrested for driving under the influence in his home state of North Carolina. The incident sent shockwaves through his fan base, as he had long been seen as a stable, grounded figure. Rather than hiding behind a public relations team or making excuses, Anthony addressed the event with the same raw vulnerability found in his music. He publicly apologized to his fans and his family, taking full responsibility for his lapse in judgment. He used the experience as a turning point, speaking openly about the pressures of fame and the necessity of accountability. This honesty only served to deepen the bond with his audience, who saw him not as a flawless idol, but as a man who was willing to grow from his mistakes and become a better version of himself. In 2026, Hamilton has channeled his personal experiences into a powerful commitment to his community. He is a pillar of the Charlotte area, actively involved with organizations that support literacy and music education for underprivileged youth. He often hosts charity dinners featuring the soul food he loves, using the proceeds to fund community centers and provide scholarships. He was recently honored with a humanitarian award for his work in advocacy, recognizing his efforts to use his platform for the betterment of the South. His personal life is a reflection of the very soul he puts into his music. It is honest, generous, and deeply rooted in a sense of duty to his fellow man. Anthony Hamilton is a man who knows the value of $1 because he remembers what it was like to have none, and he knows the value of love because he has made it the center of his universe. Anthony Hamilton's journey from the church choir to a $10 million empire is a powerful reminder that authenticity never goes out of style. His life in 2026 is a beautiful blend of Southern tradition and modern luxury. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the lifestyle of a soul legend, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to The Celeb Insider for more exclusive tours. Don't forget to check out our other videos on the biggest icons in R&B. Thanks for watching.